Of course, Bastion uses the Orb to create steps on the platform, which is pretty cool. So, like I said, this movie's got some really nice visuals. This is a movie I just never watched as a little kid. I saw the first movie as a little kid, but never this one. Even though I had it on DVD for all my life, I just never watched it as a little kid. It's probably because I didn't watch the original until I was like 7. I was like 8 or 6 or 7. I forget. Yeah, I watched it when I was like 7. And I didn't watch the sequel until just recently this year. So yeah. It's just crazy. I've had this movie on DVD for years. DVD since childhood, but I just never watched it until recently. Just 2 months ago. So yeah, the start of the new year. A trader gets stuck, and he gets captured by the giants. Pretty creepy, intense creatures. So yeah. Now I think another criticism this movie faced was it looking like a lot cheaper than the first movie. I think this movie actually cost, I think, a little bit less than the first movie. Now I think part of that was because Warner Bros. I think at this point kind of gave up on a Neverending Story sequel because of how long it was taking, and didn't know if it was ever gonna happen. So I think they ended up budgeting this one a little bit smaller than the first one, which I think actually led to Director George Miller, who again is not to be confused with Mad Max director George Miller. When I found out George Miller directed this, I was like, wait a minute, the George Miller of Mad Max fame? Well, it's actually a different George Miller, but it's a similar Australian filmmaker, just the exact same. No relation to the other George Miller. The George Miller directed this movie, I think, from what I can tell, has only I think directed like 2 other movies afterwards.